Happy Monday, y'all. It's Friday for me, starting out a weekend vlog, but I have been working my tail off on these suckers. Girl even got a shower today. I even shaved my armpits. Who this? Today is special and I wanted to document it. I've been doing weekend vlogs every now and then. I used to do them every single weekend. If they're productive and stuff, I like to do them. This weekend is super special because today is Shane's birthday. We're staying at home this weekend. He requested barbecue burgers. Those barbecue burgers I showed you guys in the last video. He requested those. So I'm going to be doing those for him and I'm going to make him some sweet treats. He's not a big cake fan. Shane doesn't like really sweet things. He's more so of like the greasy, like grease dripping off your fingers kind of person. But he does have a few favorite kind of cookies, so I want to make some of those for him. I'm going to be baking a lot today, this evening. I'm wanting to make him several different kinds of cookies because he likes sugar cookies, shortbread cookies. I may try to do snickerdoodles again. Are you okay, baby? I may try to do snickerdoodles again because he really liked those last time and we're all out of those. I made a bulk batch a while back. I am going to make him... Baby, you good? Yeah, put your arm up. Arms up. Man, like, just don't care. Yeah. A, O. Say A, O, A, O. He does love angel food cake, though. That's his favorite cake ever. I've never made a homemade angel food cake. My angel food cakes out of the boxes usually taste like turd. They usually taste like fart. So I'm hoping I can pull this off. I know I was looking at one recipe and it said egg whites and I was like, oh snap. No. But he didn't ask for a whole lot today. His gift was I showered. No, I'm actually going to do something extremely special for him. And I talked about sharing this with you guys before I even thought about sharing it. I obviously wanted to share it with you guys because you guys are my best friends. But when I asked him, I was like, I just want to make sure it's okay with you that I share this. I just want to make sure that you think it's appropriate. And he said, there are people, you gotta tell them. And that did something to me because like y'all Shane's people now. You used to just be my people. Now I guess you're our people. But he was really excited for me to tell you. So today is his birthday. This weekend we're celebrating just by staying at home, fixing food that he wants basically. But it goes a lot further than that. For his birthday, we are going on a road trip out of state because he just recently found out he has a sister. A lot of you guys don't know a whole lot about Shane's backstory. We've talked about it a little bit, but Shane's dad died when he was very young. He never met his dad. And that's something that has stuck with him for his entire life. He didn't have a huge support system when it came to his dad. So he has a lot of questions that are unanswered. So for his birthday, I'm going to take him out of state. In just a couple of weeks, I'm going to take him out of state. And we're going to go meet his dad's side of the family. Find out more about his dad. When I told him that I wanted to do this for his birthday, he's like, we're doing it now. It's like, yes, we're doing it now. We're taking the kids. We're going to get to know his dad's side of the family. I cannot wait. It's been, you know, kind of like rocky, but I've always been an advocate for his dad no matter what. No matter what stories he's been told, no matter comments that have been made, I've always been an advocate ever since we were dating. Since I was 17 years old, I'd be like, your daddy ain't here to fight for himself, so I'm going to be here to fight for him. So to know that now, Shane and I have been together over a decade and we're just finding all this information out, to be able to take him somewhere like that, to experience something like that with him and to have his questions answered like that. I'm so excited. I'm almost as excited as he is. I know he's excited to find out a lot about his daddy, but I'm excited too because, like I said, I've been an advocate for his dad for so long. I feel a connection with him in that department. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we're doing for his birthday. I already got the hotel booked. All of that is settled so that Shane doesn't have to worry about anything. He gets to just go with a clear mind and find out where he comes from, basically. Not only does he get to find out more about that side of the family, my kids get to find out more about their grandparents. And that side of Shane's family is the Native Americans. So we get to find out more because what little information we know is very little and it's not solid information. It's a bunch of hearsay, so we get to go actually find out. Like, they were telling us briefly over the phone, you can trace Shane's lineage back to like chiefs in big territories, and Shane looks just like them. I mean, he is a spitting image of his dad. When you look at Shane, you look at Shane's dad. That's how much they look alike. And it's going to be, I feel like it's going to be the same with Cameron. Like, you look at Cameron, you're going to see Shane. You're going to see Shane's dad, because they all look the same. But well, information we got briefly already is really, really intriguing, and it kind of shoves everything we thought we knew to the side, because we really didn't know anything. We knew what we had heard, and we didn't have much to go off of. Now that we know a base of things, we realize things are a lot different. Now we kind of have a foundation to build on as to where Shane comes from, what his ancestors are like, what his lineage is. That side of his family is really into lineages and family trees and stuff like that, so they have it all documented and everything, which is such a blessing, and it motivates me to do the same for my family, because God forbid something like a situation happens with Shane and they're searching and they don't know anything about that side of their family, and by the grace of God their family finds us. I mean, thank God for DNA tests, thank God for family trees and stuff like that, because that takes somebody like Shane who doesn't know a lot, and it gives them information that they really, really want. So I'm excited. That's why he's getting barbecue burgers in a shower today. One of y'all asked me if I still get bothered by wet hair on my clothes. Yes, I do. I cringe. Like, I grit my teeth every time I do it. But I just flip my hair over the pancakes. Oh, we're going to take it easy today. Shane's already going and getting a video game because I pre-ordered it for his birthday and it came out on his birthday. He's going to get that. I'm going to work on house chores today. Just let Shane relax. I'm gonna work on house chores. I've got to get my laundry under control. I've got to get these pancakes put up. I got to get them frozen and then bagged up. In the last video, if you watched it, I mentioned I hadn't showed you guys my master bathroom in a while because it needs a good total makeover, and it does. But I was waiting until this video so I could even more so elaborate on that, and I will show you why I haven't showed you guys my bathroom in a while. I told you guys I got backed up on laundry, right? Remember that? Well, there's no laundry in front of my washer and dryer, so we're gonna get every bit of this done this weekend. Bless Johnny. I'm not sleeping, I'm not eating till this sucker is taken care of. I had to hop a hamper to get into the shower today. I look like I was surfing across the waves, like all trying to get over the hamper to get into the shower. So that is getting done this weekend. Every stitch of laundry, I am determined to get it done this weekend. I'm gonna prepare my house for the upcoming week because we have a lot going on this upcoming week. Got a lot of appointments, got a lot of things, got a makeover that I'm gonna be working on this next week. So it's gonna be a little hectic. So just to make my life easier, I'm gonna go ahead and prepare for that. Got breakfast ready for the week. I need to set a lunch meal plan so that we know what we're doing, and in case I'm busy or something, the kids can just go grab their lunch, whatever it is we're having. Need to figure out an easy meal plan with recipes that are just really, really simple and easy, so that we're not going out and eating out and spending a fortune on food during this makeover like we did the girls' bedroom makeover. I've taken a lot of things that I learned from that makeover and I'm applying it to this coming up makeover, so that maybe I can start to get a grip on being a multitasker, because I really, really suck at that. These are finally cooled. I'm gonna pop those suckers in the freezer, let them get frozen before I bag them up, and then we're gonna get started on the laundry. Because if we're gonna get it all done today, then we need to start getting the daggone thing done. Mark my words, I'm determined to get that laundry down by Sunday night. Guarantee it. Guarantee. Am I being an overachiever right now? I think I am. Am I? We're gonna try. These things come in handy. I gave these things a hard time when I first got them at the Big Lots. I was like, man, these things ain't non-skid. Like, they don't leave a skid mark. It ain't non-skid. And they're really not non-skid, non-slip. It's not non-skid, it's non-slip. And over here I'm making jokes about skid marks. Non-slip. These aren't non-slip, but they come in handy when I go to make bulk pancakes and cookies, because what I do is I layer them on top of these and layer them on top of each other, and then go stick them in my deep freeze, and it helps them to freeze individually so they don't get stuck together. So do they work for the purpose they're created for? No. But they work for something, so they're not useless.
Person that you call up when you're down. Wanna be the first who knows all of your deepest secrets. Can I be the one who wakes you up before you missed your ride? Cause I wanna be close to you, and I wanna show you something new. You gotta know, every day I got your back, yeah, you can count on me for that. So put your hand in mine, I will be there.
That is the perfect pancake. Oh my gosh. Now tell me how I can create this and then I create this. Hold on. Like, I'm so inconsistent.
Gonna try to keep the pace, but someday we will find that the world has changed, but we stay true to each other. I will always be there for you whenever you need my help. I'm taking my time to be your rock. I don't ever wanna be apart. You gotta know, every day I got your back, yeah, you can count on me for that. So put your hand in mine, I will be there every day. When you're sick of the climb, I will make sure it's okay. I know you didn't ask for any of this, but we reach for the sky. That's the flying colors show you something new. You gotta know.
Alright, Shane just got back from getting his game. I folded 2 loads of laundry. On the 3rd load of laundry right now. I just need to put a few more things away. I put most of it away too. Y'all might have noticed I've been using this, and that is because I'm done spending a fortune on laundry detergent. I actually want to make my own laundry detergent here soon. But for right now, Purex, it's cheap, it smells good, it works. I don't even know what I was thinking, spending so much money on Tide and stuff. I'm not even using scent beads or anything. I'm just using the Purex liquid, and then I am using dryer sheets I had left in here. And then I have a bunch of dryer sheets in the closet that I had to use up. But I'm not using fabric softener with this. And I'm not using the scent beads. The laundry makeover is coming up, and with that I'll be getting the matching washer to the dryer. So I want to get in the habit of not using a bunch of fabric softener and stuff right now before I get that, because I don't want to mess those up. My Mammo's washer is heavy duty and it has been through a lot. But the newer stuff isn't made as good as the older stuff used to be made. So if it's hard on the older stuff, you can bet your bottom dollar it's hard on the newer stuff. And honestly, there's no need, as long as I have something to make it smell good, like the dryer sheets, there's no need in piling all of that stuff and making that waxy layer on the clothes, especially with how much money we spend on clothes. I don't want it ruining those clothes. I'd like those clothes to last a while. So that's why you don't see Tide. That's why you don't see Downy. My dryer sheets are Downy, and I will forever love Downy. I also have like my Downy wax melts and my Downy sprays and stuff. But as far as overloading my washer and my clothes with all that stuff, I've just kind of stepped back from that, because there's really it's not necessary unless you love doing that. And I did for a while, so I did it. So if you love doing that, then you do it for a while. It's your washer, your clothes. But for me, it's just better if I stop because money, I'm saving money. Those scent beads are expensive. I'm saving money. I'm not buying scent beads and fabric softener. I'm also not buying Tide laundry detergent. I'm buying Purex, which is significantly cheaper. I'm not having to replace my clothes. I won't be having to replace my clothes as often because there's not a lot of buildup on them and it's not ruining my clothes over time. I won't potentially have to buy a new washer because I've messed up my washer. I'd much rather buy a new washer because I want to buy a new washer, not because I have to buy a new washer. So the benefits outweigh the cons in my situation, but yours might be totally different. It might be worth the good smell for you. It was worth it to me for a while too, so I get that. I'm gonna make Shane's barbecue burgers. He's wanting so bad. I need to figure out what we're having for a side though. But I'm gonna make that real quick, and then I gotta get on his birthday goodies. Cooking the barbecue burgers in some olive oil. I've tried to limit the canola oil and the vegetable oil usage in this house because we were big vegetable oil people, even though we don't touch vegetables. Now, does that make sense? I don't get it, but we were big vegetable oil people, so I've been using olive oil, extra virgin olive oil to cook in to, you know, limit all that nastiness. I don't really know. I'm not educated on what oils are good for you to eat or consume, but I do know olive oil is the hype with like the Whole Foods people in their community. So I went for that, and I just cook his barbecue burgers. I ground up the meat. This was 2 pounds of meat, so I added a lot of seasoning, ground it up in a bunch of barbecue seasoning and burger seasoning and tenderizer, and then I've got some butter cooking in the macaroni to kind of spice it up a little bit because Lord knows that Great Value macaroni needs that little bit of spicing. I put about 2.5 to 3 tablespoons worth because I use 2 boxes of mac and cheese. Does anybody else put butter in their Great Value mac and cheese, or are y'all just content eating cardboard? Because that's basically what it is. It's gross without that butter. Ain't nobody can say I don't feed him. Nobody can say I don't feed him. If I ate all this, they'd be rolling me.
Thank you.
Shane loves angel food cake. His mom used to make it for him all the time, and she makes a really good one. I, though, do not have any clue how to make it. But I found a good recipe. So I took powdered sugar and flour, and I mixed it up, whisked it together. It takes 12 egg whites, because it takes 1.5 cups of egg whites. So apparently 10 to 12 eggs equal 1.5 cups of egg whites. I had to start over 3 times. I messed up twice, and on the 3rd time I finally got it right. And once you get to going, it's like a bicycle, like you just know how to do it. But those first couple of eggs, they threw me for a loop because I was cradling them like a baby, like trying to keep them from going through my fingers. It was a whole mess. But once I finally got all of my 12 egg whites in there, I saved the yolks for another recipe that I did this weekend so that I wouldn't be wasting any of those. I could have just bought store-bought egg whites, but the recipe specifically said it didn't do so hot with those, so I decided I was just going to grow a skill because I'm all about learning skills this year and try my hand at getting egg whites myself, and it worked pretty good. I mixed the egg whites with some cream of tartar and some vanilla extract. You can use almond too, but one of my kiddos, they're allergic to almonds, so I don't ever use almond stuff in my baking. I whisked it up till it had stiff peaks. I'm talking Appalachian Mountain peaks, like Blue Ridge Mountain, West Virginia peaks. You gotta make sure those peaks are stiff, like I mean stiff. It took a while, but it eventually got to where I could notice, like whenever I turned it off and I lifted my whisk, it was peaked on it, and that's kind of what it means, I guess. I don't know. I did a whole Google research thing on it. I slowly incorporated a cup of granulated sugar, not powdered sugar, but granulated sugar in there while it was whisking to stiff peaks, and I just gradually did that by like 2 tablespoons at a time until I used up the entire cup. Then you get those beaters out of there because you don't want to overbeat this thing. Is this stiff peaks? That looks like more of a peninsula to me. That's stiff peaks, ain't it? I think it is. Oh yeah, that's stiff peaks, right? I miss stiff peaks. Y'all see that? It's a little egg white baby. Once them suckers were peaked, I slowly added the powdered sugar and flour mixture that I mixed up beforehand. I slowly added it just by like a cup and a half at a time, and I folded it in there. I didn't mix it like bam, 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 bam. I just slowly bam, bam, bam. I just slowly folded it in there. That way we weren't like, I don't know. It does something to the egg whites when you heavily mix it. So you just want to fold it in there and then put it in an ungreased pan. I almost made the mistake of putting grease in my pan. For some reason, you're not supposed to. Since I didn't grease the pan, though, I'm not going to lie to you, it was a booger to get out of those things. But you're supposed to use something called a tube pan, and I didn't have that, and I didn't have any bundt cakes pans anymore. So go figure, I decluttered all of those. And every time I need one, I've decluttered something, and then I get it, and then I don't use it, and I have to declutter it all over again. It's a never-ending cycle. But I use these little loaf pans, so I was supposed to put it on 375, and it's supposed to cook for 35 minutes. But the loaf pans do not cook like the tube pans do. So mine was done in 20 minutes, and I'm glad that I started smelling something charred, because it hadn't charred yet, but it was in that in-between kind of thing, and I was about to mess this sucker up. So it only took mine about 20 minutes to fully get cooked versus the 35 minutes it takes in a tube pan. But it turned out super pretty. But one of them on the bottom was a little bit burnt, but it wasn't charred, and it cut perfectly. Like, this is a Walmart style, dare I say better than Walmart style angel food cake, baby.
Is it time?
Yep. Made from scratch. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Daddy. Happy birthday to you.
Oh, we're going to be here for a while.
Are you 4? Are you 5? Are you 6? Are you 7?
Are you 8? Are you 9? Are you 10? Are you 31? Are you 32? Are you 33? Are you 34? Are you 35?
I am 35.
I made it from scratch.
You got the spongy texture and everything down. That's amazing.
You like it?
I love it. I'm impressed.
The full actual recipe will be linked down in the description box below, as well as every other recipe I make in this video. I'm done. It is 1 o'clock in the morning. I feel like I've been in the kitchen all day long, but we made it happen. I got my TV still blaring at 1 o'clock in the morning. I got my bulk pancakes for the week done. Got lunch made. Got Shane's barbecue burgers made for dinner. Got his homemade angel food cake made for dessert. I made 2 of them and I only have like half of one left. So it was a hit. I was really happy that I was able to pull that off because I was a little bit worried. The dishes are gonna have to wait, and I hate that because look at this. Like, you can tell I've been in the kitchen today. I've been throwing it down in the kitchen. I'm not doing those at 1 o'clock in the morning. I can just forget it. I'm not. I probably have nightmares of doing the dishes, but I'm gonna sleep on it. I ain't gonna have a problem sleeping on it either tonight. Laundry wise, let's tally up laundry wise. So laundry wise today, during all this madness, I was able to get 3 loads done. I was hoping to get at least 5 loads of laundry done, but I only got 3. But that's 3 loads in the middle of all this birthday madness, and that's washed, dried, folded, and put away. So I think that that's pretty daggone good, considering I was worried come evening time. I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get this done in time or not, and I did.
Holding on with all that you got, giving up on the heaven have nots. Every single tells you this is gonna end. Every story breaks you, this you can't pretend. Even though you know she's giving it up, you know it in your head, but your heart can't stop holding on. Holding on. Your friends are saying you're going to fall. It's so running through your head as you get in the car. Holding on. Holding on.
I forgot to tell you guys, I also made Shane a homemade birthday card, and I like researched, he loves this anime and manga, it's called One Piece, and I researched all about it because he's always trying to tell me stuff about it, and I have no idea what it is or anything that goes on in it. So I sat down and I researched a specific character, and I hand drew him a card. And let me show you guys. Here's my mess that I made, but I said, you don't just have one piece of this cake. You've got Big Mom's whole cake. The thing about this is the character, it's a villain in One Piece, and her name's Big Mom, and she's from Whole Cake Island. So I kind of did a play on words. It took forever. It looks like it took me 15 minutes. I legit, Shane, how long was I working on this?
A long time.
Like 3 hours. 3 hours.
love it.
I even like got the little logo down. So I've been busy, but I got stuff done today, and I got everything Shane wanted done today. And oh, can y'all see that? Birthday cards for the kiddos. It is a late night, but it was a productive day, so I'm not going to complain. I'll see y'all in the morning. This booger is trying to talk me into doing the dishes. No, those are birthday dishes.
I'm trying to talk you
No.
let me do the dishes.
So it is late
Make
in
sure
the day.
you give context. He's trying to convince me to do the dishes.
No, he's wanting to do the dishes.
Yeah, let me do the dishes.
Those are birthday dishes. You can't do those dishes.
I can and I will.
No. Yeah. Stop it. Oh, Shane. I'm serious. Please don't. He's not doing them though because those are birthday dishes. I've contemplated changing my clothes several times, but I'm just not willing to dirty up more clothes while I'm trying to clean new clothes. No. So I'm going to real quick fold this load of laundry. It is 5 o'clock almost, and it's the first load of laundry I've done all day. That's not good, but hopefully I'll get caught up. I was able to get 2 loads of clothes folded. I'm waiting on a 3rd load to get done. But this is my reality when it comes to the dishes. I think every dish in the house is dirty. I did a lot of cooking yesterday, but I gotta get this tackled because I gotta do a lot of cooking this evening. So, are y'all ready for some dishes motivation?
You know, this struggle got purpose and we grow. So whatever role we have to take next.
teamwork really does make the dream work, because I honestly couldn't have gotten all my laundry done this weekend if it were not for my kiddos. They took turns transferring the laundry from the washer to the dryer for me while I was busy doing something else, so that I could just walk over there and throw a load in the laundry. And that's a little task, but it made a big difference in my weekend.
Looking back at the good times before it all went down. Climbed right up on the hillside, a different view of my life. You left me running on and on, but I don't care, would you let me in? You said goodbye like everything's gone, everything that we could have been. But I know you're my liability. Yeah, I know you're my You say that you're sorry. We turn the page and make up a broken.
Alright, so I've got the last of the dishes soaking, but I also have that big old watering trough up there. I'm about to start on dinner tonight. It's sort of like a pantry challenge. I'm kind of just throwing stuff together with what I had, and I kind of scoured the internet for a recipe that involved all the ingredients I had. So I'm gonna get started on dinner because it's already getting pretty late, but I am gonna throw another load in the washer. That way I can keep the laundry going as I go about my evening duties. So this is what we're having for dinner. I have to type it out here because if my family knows what it is, they're not gonna eat it, but they're gonna eat it if they don't know what it is. I feel like I'm kind of doing something abominable right now. Abominable snowman. I feel like I'm doing something that shouldn't be done, but I've heard raves about it. So we're gonna see. We're gonna try it out. I'm taking some meat I got thawed out here. This is just a pound of hamburger meat. I'm taking it and I'm browning it up. Like, I feel like I'm doing something I'm gonna have to apologize for. Why does it feel that way? I might want to turn the eye on here. And I'm gonna have some noodles boiling in this pot. This feels illegal. 18 in life, you got it. 18 in life to go. Your crime is time and it's 18 in life to go.
I was so hesitant to try this taco pasta. I really only did it because I had the ingredients for it, and I really couldn't find anything else that I could really make for dinner. And I was like, oh, I'll try this out. All you gotta do is make your hamburger meat like you would for tacos. You just put your taco seasoning and some water in there. You cook up some noodles on the side. Once they're cooked, you drain them. I'm just using like this little holy, not like Jesus holy, but holy spoon. And I transferred my noodles over to my meat, and I mixed it up real good. You're supposed to add salsa. I didn't have salsa, so I had to kind of make my own salsa. So I just minced up some onions and had some diced tomatoes and some minced garlic and cayenne pepper. Just a little bit of cayenne pepper because the taco seasoning is kind of spicy enough. And I mixed it up really good. You're supposed to put a cup of cheese, but you know me. Go big or go home. So I put 3 cups of cheese. I put 3 different, well, I measured with my hand 3 cups of cheese. It's probably like more like 2.5 cups of cheese. But I used pepper jack, I used Monterey Jack, and I used sharp cheddar because it's what I had in the bottom of my fridge and it was about to go bad. I was afraid this sharp cheddar had already went bad. That's me looking for mold right there. The date on it was still like 3 months away, so but it looked a little fishy. It did. So these are the 3 cheeses that I used in it, and I made it so good. Like, it was super cheesy, it was stretchy, it had that stretch you want your pasta to have, like that comfort food. Like I said, Shane usually is not a fan of anything taco. Y'all know he hates taco soup. Like, that is the bane of his existence. But he loved this. He even ate leftovers. And Shane never eats leftovers, ever.
Ooh, yummy. Kimmy, is it good? Good. Good. It's divided.
Oh, it's so good.
Stop.
I give that
Stop.
pasta, let me tell you what, I'm going to tell you right now what I give that pasta. I give that pasta a 9.5 out of 10. Woohoo!
He and Cammy absolutely love it. What do you give it?
9.5 and 9.5.
Okay, 9.5 from Jay and Elsia. Why is she not eating?
Because it's growing.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Alright, Coke gives it a 7.5. Just a 7.
Me and Anya thinks it's growing. Yeah, I agree. There we go.
You've made that clear, ma'am. You've made that clear. Dinner has been eaten. Laundry is still being done. I know you guys are wondering about where the egg yolks are from last night. They look funky, but I saved them so that I could use them in a recipe so I'm not wasting anything. So we're gonna make a recipe that requires a crap ton of egg yolks. And then I'm gonna make Shane some cookies because he's been wanting some cookies really bad and it's his birthday weekend. So we're gonna make some easy peasy cookies and a pound cake that requires a crap ton of egg yolks. I'm convinced I'm not leaving this kitchen this weekend. I'll make sure both these recipes are linked down below. Actually, all the recipes I do this weekend, I'll make sure they're all linked down below. That way, if you guys want to try them, you can. The pound cake is cooling right now, so here in a little bit, I gotta flip it over, cut around the sides, and then slice it. And that can store in an airtight container for a few days. And then the sugar cookies just went into the oven. Those were a little bit difficult because the recipe said they just need 3 ingredients: sugar, flour, and butter, and then optional vanilla. But it needed something more because it was just crumbly and it wouldn't even form into balls. So I just added a little bit of water, so hopefully that works out, and I put some sprinkles on there.
Hoping what I said could make you change your mind, though it doesn't really matter when my hands are tied. I'm trying to walk across the bridges that I've burned. My only way to you is gone, the tide has turned. So give me a light, show me what I need. I know I'm blind, but I hear symphonies of your heartbeat.
Here we are, taste testing
Made this.
some pound cake. This pound cake's gonna give me an extra pound, but okay, here we go. Dang.
You good?
Dang, I might be adding about 3 pounds tonight.
Is it good?
Yeah.
Okay. Jay or Joe, you want some?
Yeah.
That's a 10 out of 10 right there.
Is it?
Have you not tried it?
Alright, sugar cookie time. Gotta be honest. Don't flatter me.
Okay. I'll be dead.
I haven't even tried them, so.
Oh no.
Shane.
Oh, that's hot. These cookies?
Mm-hmm.
Like a bombfreaking.com.
Are they? They're good?
That's freaking good.
You love sugar cookies, so.
I love sugar cookies, and I love your sugar cookies. So,
Okay, so they're good. What would you rate them?
11 out of 10.
11 out of 10?
Mm-hmm, 11 out of 10.
Alright, so it is way past my bedtime. I got my clothes changed. I was going to go for a third day wearing the same clothes like I used to, old Fearfully Created style. And then I was like, you know what? It's been a while since I've done that, and I don't want to mess up this winning streak. So I didn't. I got changed into other PJs and paint covered clothes, but changed nonetheless. I just finished my 10th book of the year. You heard that right. I have read 10 books in 20 days.
I read one.
Shane read one. He read it with me. We listened to it on audiobook. We listened to The Outsiders together. A lot of the reason I've been able to read so much though is because I've been listening to audiobooks. The majority of the books I have read this year have been audiobooks. So that's how I'm getting all that done. But I got me my reading journal here. And this is what I've been documenting all of my reading in. Hold on, let me show you. Y'all are on Crayola markers. This is what my reading journal looks like. This right here. This is what it looks like, the first page. It looks like that. And then when I turn I played with washi tape, can y'all tell? And then when I turn this page, this is, my reading goal for 2023 is 40 books. So every time I read a book, I color one of these books in the bookshelves in, and I write the name on it so that I know what books I've read just by looking at this page. And then here's my reading goals, which is to do not be afraid of DNF. I have really bad OCD when it comes to that. I will waste my time on a bad book so much just because I don't want to feel like I've wasted. I don't know. I've wasted my time to feel like I don't want to wait. To feel like I didn't waste my time. Does that make sense to y'all? I'm just now. This is therapeutic. I'm just now figuring that one out. I've never DNF'd a book like just to DNF it. This year I've DNF'd 2 books, and we'll get to those in a minute because I have a page for it in here. That's one of my goals. Be consistent with reading and with this journal. And I've totally been consistent with it for 20 days. Pat on the back, Merina. Finish at least one reading challenge. I have some reading challenges in here that I want to complete. I want to get at least one done. Just being realistic because I don't have a lot of time to read. But the audiobooks are changing my life right now. It is slamming my reading goal right now. Got read a book, buy a book rule. So I cannot buy a physical book until I read a physical book, and that helps me keep my books at a minimum so I don't have a bunch of books on my to be read shelves on my physical bookshelf. This is my rating reference. So 5 stars is loved it, favorite. 4 is enjoyed it. 3 is alright, is aight. 2 is and 1 is hated it. I would do 0, but on Goodreads, which is what I go by, you have to do 1 to 5. Over here is another just visual to show how many books I've read. So I've read 10 books now. I got to color this in. I read 10 books, and that's 10 out of 40. So every time I read a book, I color it in a square. I just like it because it makes me feel accomplished. The more of these things where I have to color something in whenever I finish something, I feel accomplished when I do those suckers. Here is my 5-star favorite. So I'm going to be putting a little picture of all my 5-star books that I read this year. And I'm able to do this with my little sprocket. It's a little printer. And it literally, it don't take ink or anything. It's like the size of it's a little bit smaller than my phone. And then you just get the app on your phone and it prints it out. And the way it can print without printer ink is there's little blue particles in the paper. And that's how it prints. It's like futuristic. It's awesome. But that's how I get these out and how it's on shiny photo paper. Shane got me that for my birthday. Or actually Christmas. Was it Christmas? Shane got that for me or maybe it was just I love you gift. I can't remember. But I've got so far my 2 5-star reads of the year are 2 out of the same series, and that's the first
book in the River of Time series by Lisa. I call her Lisa Berger, but it's like Bergerin or something. And then the second book, which is Cascade in the River of Time series. I'm reading the third book now. That's another area to put 5-star books. Here it's going to be 5-star favorites. So I'm going to condense my favorites by month. So this month I have 2 5-star reads. So let's say I have 4 by the end of the month. I'll go through those 4 and pick out which one I really loved more out of all of them, and I'll write it here. And then at the end of the year, I'm going to condense it into 3 top favorites out of all 12 months. Here's one of my reading challenge. So this is 23 books in 2023. These are a list of all the books I want to read or reread in the year of 2023. A lot of them are part of series. So like I'm reading A Court of Thorns and Roses series. So I need to read A Court of Mist and Fury. And then I'm reading the Crave series and I need to read Covet. I need to read Court and Charm too. A bunch of books I've seen off of TikTok, which TikTok scares me a little bit because they've done me dirty some. And then I want to reread Twilight. Just stuff that stuck out to me that I really want to read, but I've put off for a while. I want to get to those. In the holidays, I'm probably going to read in the seasons this year. Here's another challenge, which is the ABC challenge. It's basically I want to read a book with the first letter starting as the letter on the alphabet. So already I've got Cascade here for letter C. I've got The Outsiders for O, Spoiler Alert for S, which that book sucked, Waterfall for W, Zodiac Academy for Z, and The Last Housewife for L. These are series I want to finish or catch up on because they might not be completed. I want to at least finish them if they're completed or catch up to the book that they're on. So A Court of Thorns and Roses, it's completed. I want to finish that. I've completed most of the Lux series. I just have like the spin-offs to complete, and then I have a prequel, which is like a prologue little book to read before I completely complete that one. But these are 2 that I think they're still continuing, so I just want to get caught up on those. This is my favorite one. I got a little artsy, like little kindergarten art class. I got a little artsy, and I thought, what would be a really cool way to like remember the places I've visited and books. And so I made like a little vacation page. It's kind of falling apart because I use this a lot, y'all. I like update it every single day. But these are just like little passports and little, you know, licenses and stuff. Like this it has an airplane on it. A lot of these I get off Google because I can't draw an airplane to save my life. So like I got this little airplane image. I'll show you guys right here. I tried to replicate that. I'm not a very good drawer, but some of them are just like airplane little books. And I've been to Italy, California, New York, Oklahoma, Solaria, which is like a totally fictional world, and then Seattle, and then this is boating license. I've been to Moreau Island. And then here's all the books I've DNF'd. I told y'all I DNF'd 2. The Last Werewolf. I got 2 chapters into that book, and it was so sacrilegious. It wasn't even funny. I did not give that book away. I didn't even use it at McKay's to get money for it. I threw that sucker away. We ain't playing that around here. And then Murder on Cape Cod. It just never gained my attention, and my goal is to give it a try at least to 25%, because that means I'm a fourth of the way through. I think that gives it an adequate amount of time to capture my attention and let me know if it's something I actually want to read or not. So by 25%, this was not doing it for me, so I just DNF'd it. I color in one of these for every day I read in the month, so I've read every single day this month. I need to color in these 2 right here, this one and this one. I've read every single day this month. And the next month I'm going to do it in one solid color because this looks a little bit too chaotic for me. But this just will give me an idea as to, you know, when I have reading slumps or when there's a lull in my reading and stuff. The way I've got it right now is I've always got an audio book going and I've always got a regular physical book going. And that is what's keeping me consistently updating my Goodreads and consistently finishing books, because I've got 2 going at a time. And I work a lot in the house, so I'll have my phone playing out loud, or I'll have my earbuds in if the kids are off playing and they're not there like wanting my attention or wanting to talk to me or nothing. So I'm able to keep that pretty much going. And it was really hard to first get into audiobooks at first, but once you listen to a couple of them, it doesn't take you that long to like immerse yourself into the audiobook. because that was something I was finding really hard at the beginning. I was like, how am I supposed to get into this? Like, I was having to rewind 30 minutes worth to re-listen to what I'd already listened to because it didn't just click with me. But it gets a lot easier over time. This is reading progress. Every time I get to a 10s milestone, I'll color one in. So I got to color this one in today because I got to the 10s milestone. This is my read a book, buy a book challenge. So these are all the books, my physical books that I have read or unhauled. And these are all the ones that I have bought. So I've unhauled and read more than I've bought, which is a good sign. Even if it's just by one, y'all. A win's a win. And then this is just another page for books I've unhauled to kind of take away from that page which ones of those were unhauled. And then here's my January TBR. So TBR stands for to be read. So this is the books I wanted to read in January. I wanted to read the first Zodiac Academy because TikTok's crazy about it and I wanted to see what that was all about. I wanted to read From Blood and Ash because TikTok's all about that. So I wanted to see what it was about. I haven't got to that one yet. Don't know if I'll get to it. I'm a mood reader. So even if I put something on my TBR, I may pick up something else. Half the books I've read this year have already this month I have not been on my TBR. I read Spoiler Alert. I tried The Last Werewolf, DNF'd it. I haven't read Colleen Hoover's It Ends With Us yet, but I have read Waterfall. And then this is my January read, so every time I read a book, whether I finish it or not, I pop it on this sucker. I'm running out of room. And then here are a couple of quotes from my favorite books. This will be kind of like a stats page at the end of the month. I'll go through and I'll write down a number of books I read, how many were from my TBR, because I had 6 books on my TBR, how many days did I read, how many pages were read, hardback versus paperback or audio, how many of each were they, genres I read, and the worst book I read. I'll be able to pull a lot from the previous pages in this to fill this in, which is why I did it that way. And then this is my January wrap up. So this is all the books I've read in January so far. And at the end of the month, this is the page that will show every book I read that month. So what I do is I write them down here. I give their rating, and then I write the date I finished them on, and then I draw a little book, and then I color it in, and I write their name in it, just like I do on the front page. I just like to color and stuff, basically. So far, I've read Zodiac Academy, gave it 2 stars. The Last Housewife, gave it 2 stars. Spoiler Alert, gave it 1 star. The Last Werewolf, DNF. The Outsiders, 3.5. I remember that differently than when I was a kid, but Shane and I really enjoyed it. Waterfall, 5 stars. That is a great book. Like, that's a great book. The Silent Woman, 2.5. It was very predictable. The Silver Kiss was really, really weird. I have a page tabbed in it where, hold on, let me show you. No, I'm not gonna show you because it's TMI. But like, basically, he marks his territory on her porch, and I was like, this ain't the book for me. That's it. That did it for me. That did it for me. Murder in Cape Cod, I TNF'd. Cascade is 5 stars. I'm telling you, that Lisa Bergeron lady, she knows how to write a book. And then the third one's going good too. And then Reckless Girls, which is like basically a mature Gilligan's Island, M-rated Gilligan's Island. I rated 2.5 stars. And then this is my layout for next month. I like doing it that way because it gives me something to look for at the end of the day, especially if I finish a book. Like I said, I don't get to read a whole lot. Like, I don't get to just read a book, sit down and read a book. It takes me forever to finish a physical or ebook. But I can listen to a lot of audio because I'm up and moving all day long. So pretty much anytime after school, I have opening ears while I'm doing stuff around the house, dishes, housework, you know, editing, stuff like that. I can just have it in the background and be listening to it and be entertained. Kind of like if I was watching something on TV while I was editing or something like that. So we're off to a good start in the reading department, which I told you guys that was one of my goals, is to read more. And I want to read more nonfiction too. On my library app, I have a library app called Libby. And everything is free on there. All the audiobooks and all the, like, these are the books I have right now on my shelf on Libby. So I have the one I just finished, The Woods Are Always Watching. It says 100% completed. It was 7 hours long. And then my Torrent, which is the 3rd book in that Lisa Bergeron series, the A River of Time series. I'm 19% through it. And now I'm going to start this Someone We Know audiobook, and it's 8 hours long. So I have those on my shelf, But on my TBR shelf, because you can do different shelves, I have a bunch of nonfiction. Like I have a bunch of autobiographies. I have a Elvis Presley, Lisa Marie, is that her name? Priscilla, autobiography. The Prince Harry, I have his new book. I don't think it's an autobiography, is it? Prince Harry's new book. It's hot and trendy on TikTok, so I put it on my TBR. But you have to check these out like you would at a regular library, and sometimes there's holds on them because if they're really popular, there's other people listening to it, and I don't know why they can't just give everybody a copy. I don't know why they can't do that, but if like several books I've had to wait in line for, and so there'll be like 4 people in front of you, or it'll be like you're waiting less than 2 people per copy and there's 2 copies available. The Jeanette McCurdy one from iCarly, her book is called I'm Glad My Mom Died. That's a very like controversial title, and that's a very big book on the internet right now. I mean, a couple months ago it like exploded. It's talked about quite a bit. I have it on hold and it says like it's gonna take it like 14 weeks or something like that, so the holds can last a while. But I like finding older titles. I like reading older books. I don't really like reading hyped up books right now. Some of them I give a shot, but like I said, TikTok has done me wrong. Y'all, they've done me wrong. And some of those books ain't for me, and I've realized, you know, I'm a 31-year-old woman, but I don't read a lot of what other 31-year-old women read. 31-year-old women read. I'm really big into romance, but I'm really into, I guess you would consider it clean romance. Like, I don't like a lot of unnecessary, like, what do they call it, like spice. I think that's what they call it on TikTok. I don't like a lot of that. So when I go to find a book, I find a romance, but almost all of the romances are full of that stuff. And if it's just a little bit, I can like look over that part and just continue with the story. I can do that in ACOTAR, A Court of Thorns and Roses. I can just bypass the spicy, I can't say that's like cayenne pepper, but I can just bypass it and continue with the story like it never even happened, and it doesn't affect the book. But then some books, like the Colleen Hoover books, I think the reason I have one on my list, and I think the reason I've been so skeptical to start it, I'm unsure if the story can stand without the spice scenes or if she just banks off the spice scenes, because I've heard mixed reviews. An author duo I really love is Christina Lauren. It's an author duo, and they write a lot of that stuff in their books, but their plot is good enough to where you can pass it up and it doesn't affect the plot. It's really hard to find good books that aren't Amish love stories. Like I'm in this weird in between where it's like I get Amish love stories or it's like spice, crazy spice, and I want to find that one in between, and it's really hard for me to find in between books as an adult like that. I think that's why I read so much YA, because there's not a lot of spice in YA. Both of these books are by that author duo I was telling you about, Christina Lauren. You got Josh and Hazel's Guides to Not Dating. I found this at Ollie's and just randomly picked it up one day, and because I fell in love with this book, I got this book, which is Love and Other Words. These books are adult. These are prime examples of books that I can read without reading those parts of the books. Some books that I can't do that with, Get a Life, Chloe Brown. I couldn't read the book without reading those scenes. Like the book was primarily about that, so everything around it was geared towards those scenes. So I had to DNF Get a Life, Chloe Brown. I think that's the first book I've DNF'd in like a decade. I did that with Spoiler Alert too. I almost DNF'd it because it was so heavily focused on that. So I'm trying to find an area in my reading life and in my reading choices where I can read books like this, but I can't read books like that. It's the ones with the cartoons on the front of it. Like if it has a cartoon on it now, I just bypass it completely, because I've been there, done that with so many books with cartoons on it. Spoiler Alert had cartoons on it, and they're not for me. But anyway, I'm gonna fill out my reading journal, and then I'm going to hit the hay, and I will see y'all in the morning.
When
All of the laundry is gone. Told you guys I would do it by Sunday night, and I did. It was a crap ton of loads. There are zero clothes in the bathroom. And there's zilch, no dirty clothes anywhere. I love you guys. Thank y'all for hanging out with me. I hope y'all have a blessed morning, evening, night, whatever it is, wherever you're at. Know that I love you, but Jesus loves you more. I'll see y'all later.